they're very in the moment. People want instant gratification, but you didn't come to be the person you are in an instant. And the reality is, you bring, this is quoting a neuroscientist, Dr. Eagleman, you bring your history with you to everything you do. If you can debunk the intensity of old memories, in other words, if you can get new perspective on old memories, you save down a softer version of that memory. Because until you really understand what the problem is that you're trying to solve and that there's a big enough demand from the people that are going to pay, you will lose a lot of money if you just build an app. And this is something I do see quite a lot of. People come to us with their technology solutions or their apps, but they can't really tell me what problem they're solving, or the size of the problem isn't big enough, or the urgency of the problem isn't big enough. Whereas a lot of the other programs I've seen, they really help you go through the process of what is the problem I'm really solving? How could I create some kind of proof of concept that costs me almost nothing to be able to test the market? And if you go through that process and you really test the market without spending lots of money, and then still have the passion, the energy, the desire and commitment to take it through, then go ahead.
What are some of these programs that you would recommend?
I'm scared. I was thinking about them. I'm scared I'm going to miss some of them out in my head. Tech Ready by Christy Whitehill's an amazing one. SheEO is another really good one. She Starts is another great one. Yeah, those are the ones that are coming to mind. And apologies for the other ones that have just escaped my mind. I did a talk recently on the importance of inclusion and diversity in AI and artificial intelligence. Because if you go and read some of the horror stories, actually that's another good one, Woman in Artificial Intelligence with Angela Kim, another great lady out there. The horror stories of the products that are being developed today because of the lack of inclusion and diversity is just, it's horrendous what we are seeing. There are other case studies of, for example, your fitness watches that didn't cater for women's cycles, menstruation. Yet half of the population has them, and it's something that's kind of quite important to be able to track. Now, these things have changed, and they have thought about these things. But to me, we need to do whatever we can to encourage women to share their ideas, to build their ideas, and if they're not doing that, to be in engineering, to be in data science, to be in technology, to continue to be in finance. I think we've done a lot in finance, so that they can represent half of the world.
What are some of the top 3 tips?
Do it. And it sounds really silly, right? But again, it comes back to your memories. Once you've done something, you've had a memory, right? And so therefore, the second time you do it, brain can now go back and call on that memory. And guess what? The first time it won't be perfect, all right? And we always talk about this, feel safe to fail. Human beings don't feel safe to fail. We've learnt that's a bad thing. But the only way to get over it is practice, right? You think of a musician. How does a musician get better? They're not magically talented. It's just practice and practice and practice. So the thing I would say to people is do some of your videos on Facebook, do them on LinkedIn, whatever. It doesn't actually matter. The more you do them and the more you're speaking about something you genuinely care about, the easier it is and the better it becomes. If you're reading from a script or somebody else's words, it's always going to be quite hard. But if you're telling a story about something you care about, something you're passionate about, you will be blown away at how easy it actually is.
Given the digital landscape now, how do you envision, businesses would change or the trends would change going forward?
Oh, that's a huge question. We talk about the digitization of the workforce, and it's really interesting, actually. We see 2 things happening. We see the self-service model, i.e., I go into the office when I need to go into the office. Otherwise, I work from home. I work all around the world. I do my things on my laptop. So we do see a big transition away from your bigger corporations into sort of more individual behaviours. But guess what we are also seeing? The complete opposite. Human beings actually like to be by other human beings. We like to be with other human beings. And when we're not, for extended periods of time, it's called isolation. And that's actually a form of torture, right? We do that to people. And so what we're also seeing is this move back into people wanting to work with other people. But how I see it shaping will be a lot more dynamic than what we've historically had. So maybe not in your big office blocks, but doing things like going to cafes. And actually there's another awesome startup, suddenly just escaped me. It'll come back to me. If it doesn't, I will share it with you afterwards. Australian startup, which has actually put together a platform that connects cafes and hotels with entrepreneurs, whereby you can go there and you can access their free Wi-Fi, etc., and work with, and you can find out what other entrepreneurs are actually in the cafe or the hotel lobby as well, so that you can actually form a community with like-minded individuals. So I see a lot more of those things happening, as people going away but actually coming back together. Another key change I'll say is your data science skills, your engineering, your science skills are all really important, but nothing will outweigh conceptual and critical thinking. So I think in terms of the more and more we automate behaviors, the more machines, we're not teaching machines are learning from us, which is the big difference going forward. In the past, we had to teach them things. Now they're learning from us and they're teaching themselves, right? The more we go down that path, the more critical thinking and conceptual thinking are going to be important in terms of life skills.
If you break it down, critical thinking and conceptual thinking, how would you sort of explain what that means
The difference.
to you?
So conceptual thinking is taking these random ideas. Remember I said to you, when your brain is relaxed, you're going in daydreaming? That's when those random ideas come and you suddenly get a new idea, right? That is your conceptual thinking, being able to see things over there, and being able to basically kind of go, I can see a slightly different future when I join all these dots together. So taking key concepts and being able to bring them together to see something different. That's going to be so important, rather than just rote learning what people have already taught you before, okay? Critical thinking is, okay, I've now got this quite phenomenal concept. What does that actually mean? How can I understand where it will go right, where it will go wrong, and how can I put a plan around actually making something from this? And critical thinking is being able to really, again, then stand back and see the wood for the trees. So the conceptual is maybe being able to create this new forest, and then critical is being able to understand that is where I need to go, that is where we're going to have issues, that whatever, being really critiquing things. And machines are not the best at doing that, because they can only, again, take rules that we've already taught them.
Ooh, I'm gonna 第一个是
我会讲中文，
你会讲中文？
我会讲一点点中文。
Okay.
我在新加坡的时候我学中文，但是我忘了很多，不好意思。
其实很不错哎。
还可以啊。
你是
新加坡人，对不对？
对，是的。
嗯。
你是什么时候在新加坡学的？
差不多20年以前。
20年以前，你现在还知道？25
年以前。
25年。
嗯。
你现在还知道怎么讲？怎么？
现在我听得懂很多，但是现在不太容易说出来。那是我的问题。以前我可以写中文，但是现在我想我不会。
所以现在只是会说，
会说，
会明白，
会明白。对啊。
Okay. 所以你在新加坡那段时间是多久？
差不多5年。
5年你就学会中文了？
差不多。
然后就一直都
在新加坡国立大学。
国立大学。
对啊。
2
年。2年。
然后他们让
你2年。不好，对不起，我不应该说这个我知道2年了。
其实你真的说得很不错。
还可以。
你有去过中国或者台湾吗？
去过台湾，但是我在台湾就是我忘了3个月，很短时间。
然后你去那边跟本地人讲中文，他们会惊讶吗？
惊讶是什么？我忘了。
他们会就是
surprise。
对
surprise。我记得，谢谢，我记得。对呀，当然。跟你讲这种是很好的，因为 跟我的中国的朋友，他们跟我讲英文，他们看我的脸子，他们说英文，这我不知道为什么，但是他们说哦很奇怪跟你讲中文，为什么你会讲英文，我会讲中文，为什么呢？
其实很厉害，对我很羡慕，因
哦
为我想就是多
但是你
学。
会讲英文是一样的，对不对？
但是你也会讲英文，会讲中文，
西班牙
也会
语、
西班牙语，
比较喜欢说西班牙语，法语很难，法语真的很难。
OK，所以你的法语和西班牙语的程度是不是跟你的中文程度一样？
没有，我的法语非常不好。
如果你去法国，
但是我很喜欢法国，是为什么？
对，他们文化
最好的是西班牙语，第二个是中文，第三个是。
OK， 所以你的西班牙语其实也是很不错的。
很不错的。
OK，
好啊。
然后我还想继续讲一个。
对啊，可以啊。如果你要的话，
就我还是很wow surprise。
真的吗？对啊。
然后你去新加坡的时候，他们跟你说，你要学中文，你的反应是怎么样？你是说好啊，我学中文，或者
为什么不要？我在新加坡是很不同的，因为现在有很多外国人，对不对？但是那时候没有那么多的外国人，而且我在国立大学，我的同学们都是从亚洲来的，他们是从日本来的，马来西亚来的，韩国来的，他们不会讲英文，我没有办法，不是没有办法，没有选择，我必须讲中文。
OK，
所以不一样。
我真的好羡慕，你讲的好流利哦，太厉害了，
听得懂比较容易。
OK， 所以你现在又要回新加坡对吧？OK， 恭喜你是找到一个新工作是吧？
对，新工作。
OK，
新的
恭喜
哦，谢谢。
希望你在那边就是会
练习中文，
练习中文，对，然后那边也很热，所以要就是
对，但是我很喜欢热的天气。
对，OK， 你喜欢就好。
谢谢哈，
谢谢你今天过来跟我们聊一聊。
My pleasure。好啊。
Yeah, did you understand any of that?
Yes, I understood everything.
非常好。A lot of people know me through the cryptocurrency world. This is one of the things I do in Australia. So if I'm wearing my banking hat right now, Australian banking hat, the banks are not allowed to deal with any of the cryptocurrency exchanges issuers or dealers because of our anti-money laundering requirements and policies. And that's because from a bank's perspective, we need to be able to see the customer end to end of each transaction. And with your cryptocurrency exchanges, you can see the wallets, but you can't necessarily see the customers. So where we are at the moment makes it very difficult for the banks to be able to fully engage with the cryptocurrency exchanges. So that's from my banking, my risk manager hat. From just a more generic perspective, I see virtual currencies as playing a huge role in the future. I don't think we can go backwards. Again, once you know something, it's hard to unknow it. So I see it just continuously being a bigger part of our lives and evolving more and more and more. And I think as we get stronger around the transaction monitoring on the blockchain, being able to see who the end users are either side, that's when I think we'll have more mainstream adoption of it.
Isn't that one of the points of blockchain in terms of remaining anonymous?
And that's one of the concerns for the banks as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it is and it isn't, to be honest, because it's on the blockchain. It's not really anonymous because it's on the chain and we can actually go back and see it. But the challenge then is see it back to who?
Yeah.
We can see it to the wallet. We can't necessarily see it who, although you can. There is technology that enables you to do that more or less. So yes and no to that answer. One of the advantages of the blockchain is that things are traceable. That is one of the advantages of it. And so as long as you can trace it back to a human being, then it actually can be potentially very, very powerful as a way to mitigate money laundering activity and things.
Yeah, but it is, I think a lot of people are saying that it is a tool for the money laundering space as well.
It is.
And
because of that wallet rather than person connection. That's right.
Thanks for hanging with us on the Convo couch, and thank you to Gwenda for coming along today.
Oh, and thank you, Sam. That was an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed it, and I hope people got something out of it. So thank you.
Don't forget to check out the links below to Gwenda's profile and your hidden mind, and subscribe too. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.
再见.
再见. I guess I just want to say to everybody, you've only got one life. Make the most of it. Enjoy it. Don't be too crazy because you've only got one life, but just have fun out there and trust who you are, because there's no one else like you. You all know that. And so why not make the most of it?
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode in a series where we interview business leaders, tech innovators, and startup founders about their business journey, insights, and reflections. If you find value in this, please leave us a comment below, and also like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Enjoy!